And we welcome you back to Long Island, continuing coverage of the GEICO Mark Roth Plastic Ball Championship. Wayne Garber advancing to match number 2 to take on Walter Ray Williams Jr. Time now for the winning touch, brought to you by Touch of Gray. Gets rid of some gray, never all. And this week's winning touch takes us back to March of '84. U.S. Open, Oak Hill, Illinois. And Mark Roth was your tournament leader, and he would eventually beat Guppy Troop by dropping a closing 4-bagger for the come-from-behind 244-237 victory. It was the first of 2 majors in Roth's career and the 29th tour victory in his Hall of Fame career.
Mark Roth has just won his first major, Chris. Wow.
And Randy earlier caught up with the Hall of Famer. Live shot of Mark Roth, and as we mentioned,
Mark Roth, the 5th greatest player of all time. And Mark, I think the first thing that so many of us want to know is, how are you feeling?
A lot better, Randy. And I was in rehab for about 12 weeks, and I got some use of my left side. And just got to go back and do some more.
Well, Mark, you know, I think it's fitting that this tournament's named after you, the Plastic Ball Tournament. I remember watching you as a kid back in the 70s and 80s. You completely dominated the tour back then. But not only that, you really revolutionized the sport. Why were you so dominant using plastic back in those eras?
I guess because I could turn it up real hard, and I was pretty accurate. And I went home and came out the first year, didn't do anything. I went home and practiced, you know, and just tried hitting my target. Used to put dimes down the lane and put tape over it and just try and get consistent.
And finally, Mark, I know that, you know, since your stroke back in May, obviously there's been a huge outpouring and support from around the industry, around the world, and from fans all over. Let me give you this opportunity now to say something to so many that have basically poured their hearts out to you in this time of need.
I really appreciate the fans and bowling fans of whoever it may be. They've been great, and you know, they've been helping. And Bill and Barbara Christman, Stan Kodish, my wife bailed me out again, saved my butt. You know, we went out to eat and finished eating, and I was dragging my left foot, and I felt nauseous. Went right to the hospital, the stroke hospital up in Syracuse. And you know, I worked hard and trying to get so I could bowl again.
It's great to have you back. You know, you were a hero of mine growing up, and you still are, and it's great to have you here. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Randy. It's nice to be here, believe me, to see everybody again. You know, it just could have been the other way around, and I'm just happy to be here.
Great stuff from both of you guys. Roth, voted the 5th greatest player in PBA history last season, was a 4-time PBA Player of the Year. Won it in 77, 78, 79, and 1984. And there is Mark sitting next to him, his wife Denise, that he just spoke about. Denise flashing the sign. Yeah, happy birthday to her mom. Earlier, she had the sign over her husband. Come on, Denise, you're better than that, right? Oh, I love it. We remind you to head on over to PBA.com, purchase a piece of history, and support a great cause in the process. Official game-use plastic balls from this event will be signed by Mark Roth and will be available for purchase over on PBA.com. Just click on the Mark Roth ball graphic at PBA.com to own your piece of PBA history. Warm-ups continue for match number 2. Your number 3 seed, the all-time tour title is Walter Ray Williams Jr. getting loose to take on Wayne Garber. When we return, Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia joins us in the booth, and news on someone who may be bowling him in the seniors.